the 90s. A much simpler time. The 90s were filled with iconic songs from the Spice Girls, Britney Spears, and the Backstreet Boys. We also had Furbies and shows like Friends or The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Man, how I wish I could go back. But we won't be focusing on all the positive things from the 90s. Instead, we will be focusing on the dark side. The side that kept you up at night and made you afraid of the dark. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary urban legends from the 90s. Starting off this countdown, we have the Blue Star. In the early 90s, a hoax was being spread around by concerned parents. The legend was that drug dealers were giving kids temporary tattoos that were laced with LSD. Apparently, these tattoos would come in shapes of blue stars or popular characters like Mickey Mouse. In fact, this legend was so popular that in some schools, temporary tattoos were banned. Moving on at number 9, we have the Halloween candy. Man, I used to love Halloween. Yeah, actually, no, I still love Halloween. I miss trick-or-treating. Those days were the best. Like going door to door and getting a bag full of free candy. What else could we ask for? But in the 90s, parents were very concerned about the candy their kids were receiving. Legend goes that people were sticking razor blades inside of candy apples. Needles were being pushed inside of candy bars, and people were even injecting poison into the candy. The legend continues with it always being about a sick man that wanted to kill for fun. As a result, it was advised for parents to always check their child's candy before they eat it. Even nowadays, this legend is super popular. Every Halloween, it is still advised to thoroughly check your child's candy before letting them indulge. Coming in at number 8, we have I Am Cold. This legend surrounds a teen who one day stumbled upon some robbers stashing gold in the pipes of their home. The boy was so scared that he ran away and hid in a woodshed on a farm. Later on, he was found curled up, frozen to death. His ghost then terrorized the property, saying, "I'm cold," in an eerie voice. He haunts the ground looking for a jacket to keep him warm. Apparently, if you do give him a jacket, then he will transform to a normal, healthy-looking boy and then vanish. If not, he will continue to haunt you. Coming in at number 7, we have the footprints. So, it was a very snowy night and a young girl was staying up late watching her favorite TV show. As it got later, she noticed a man outside of her window. The man was very scary looking and he was holding a big knife. Terrified of the man, she hid underneath the covers and called the cops. The cops came by and inspected the area, however, found no footprints in the snow outside of the window that the girl saw this man. But what they did find was a trail of wet footprints inside her house, leading up to the couch where the girl was sitting. Therefore, the man was standing right behind her the whole time and she just saw his reflection. In our 6th spot, we have killer claws. Happy holidays, everyone! Although it's the middle of the summer here in Canada, let's pretend that it's December and, around Christmas time for this next legend. So this legend surrounds a woman who, on Christmas Eve, killed her husband. While disposing of his body down a well, an emergency warning was released telling everyone to stay inside because a patient escaped from an asylum and is on the loose, killing people while dressed up as Santa. The killer ends up coming to this woman's home and tries to kill her with an axe. The woman tries to outsmart him and the police by basically saying that the killer Santa was the one that killed her husband and she was innocent. But her plan fell through when her daughter ended up letting the killer inside the house. She ends up saying, "Look, Mom, Santa is here." Then sadly, the woman gets axed to death. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Locked In. This next legend surrounds a girl that couldn't speak. As a result, she was constantly bullied by her classmates. One day, her mom found out that her husband, who was overseas, was sick. As a result, she sent her daughter to her grandmother's house while she went to go look after her husband. However, while on her way to her grandmother's house, her classmates started picking on her and chased her all the way back to her house. They then locked her inside of her room, and she ended up dying of starvation. She is now said to haunt the grounds as a ghost. Making our way down the list at number 4, we have the corrupt executioner. So this next legend surrounds an executioner that loved killing criminals. Whenever someone was sentenced to the death penalty, he would be happy that he was the one pulling the lever of the electric chair. However, one day the government ruled that the death penalty was unethical. So the man was out of work and many criminals got to continue living. But he didn't like this, so he went around killing off these criminals. Eventually, the corrupt executioner was caught just when the death penalty was reinstated. So it was a pretty shocking end to this legend, if you catch my drift. In our third spot, we have the vain woman. Once there was a young, beautiful woman. All she cared about was her beauty and getting rich. As a result, she would often steal other people's jewelry and then pawn it off to get the money. While at the pawn shop one day, the owner offered her an undeniably great deal. He said that he would give her $10,000 if she would just let him take a mold of her face, since she was just so beautiful. So she agreed, thinking that this dude was just some weirdo with a fetish, and so she took the money and went on to live a very luxurious life. Now, the man did say that she would have 4 months to reverse the deal. Well, the day after the 4 months were done, the girl started to become less beautiful. By the hours, her skin grew wrinklier and wrinklier. She was aging rapidly. Turns out that the man ended up stealing her beauty and gave it to his dead wife to revive her. He does this every so often to keep his wife alive. Not a very profitable deal if you ask me. In our second spot, we have drip, drip, drip. Alright, for this legend, it surrounds a teen who was afraid of the dark. But she had a cute little dog that would sleep under her bed and keep her company. First off, if you have a dog, like when you want it on your bed to like cuddle with, not underneath your bed, like come on. Whenever she would feel afraid in the middle of the night, she would just put her hand under the bed and her dog would lick it and that would reassure her. But one night she heard something go drip, drip, drip. Being scared, she put her hand under the bed and felt reassured when she felt her dog licking her hand. However, the dripping didn't stop, so she got up and checked the bathroom. She checked the taps, nothing. But she still heard drip, drip, drip. She checked under the sink, but there was nothing. She still heard that dripping noise. Lastly, she checked the shower, and behind the curtain she found her dog dead in the shower, his blood dripping down from the shower head. There was then a message written in blood saying, "People lick too." Honestly, this is probably the main reason that when I go to the bathroom, I rip open the shower curtain to make sure no one's there. Like, man, this legend made me paranoid. And in our number one spot, we have lights out. So this next urban legend is a bit different than the rest. This legend was actually spread via a fax machine in the 1990s to the early 2000s. This legend started off as a fake warning from police. Then it kept being faxed around and stayed in circulation for years. So this is the legend about the flashing headlights. Basically, legend goes that part of a gang's initiation process involves one of the members driving around with their headlights off. Then they would kill the first person who flashes their headlights at them. So people were warning others to never flash their headlights at cars driving without them on. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video, Top 10 Scary Caillou Urban Legends. Fabian Asensio commented, "I hope Lindsay is alright. She looks like she's been crying. She is one of my favorite people on Most Amazing Top 10. I don't know why people keep commenting this. Like on almost every single one of my videos, it's, "Lindsay, are you okay? You look like you were crying before you started this video." I'm fine. I think it's the lights, like the way I have them positioned, it like just makes my eyes watery. But honestly, I appreciate you guys checking in on me and like making sure I'm all right. I promise I am 100% all right. Thank you so much. But I am not crying in my videos. I don't know why. Kayla Ray Colgan commented, "Oh yes, that little Canadian bald brat." Wow. You guys are such Caillou haters. Madison Lee commented, "My sister is pregnant and I'm thinking of threatening to show my nephew Caillou." No, don't do that. Oh, you're so mean. Don't do that. Don't torture your poor little nephew. And that's all the comments I'm showing out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you. Therefore, the man was standing right behind her the whole time, and she just saw his reflection. I got a bite on the back of my arm, like a spider bit me while I was doing this. So help me, if you guys play it back and see a spider on my arm, ugh.